going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Last video we were working on Frankenstein here. It is now turned into a jungle gym. Say hi, kiddos.
Hi.
Got the turbo header mocked up, all tack welded into place. Got this rear cage off so we could test fit the fuel cell that I still need to cut and modify to fit. And like I said too, we got the engine out. It is sitting over here on the ground. I will be pulling the pan off that here shortly to reseal it, but I am not doing that right now. Actually, I have said, I know I've mentioned in a couple videos, I was waiting on a part, and here it is. This is our new transmission pan, a little deeper than the other one. Cast aluminum, has cooling fins. Now I'm hoping the added capacity will help with cooling, and the fact that it has the cooling fins to catch air as we're driving will help dissipate heat a little bit better than our factory, or not factory, but our factory style stamped pan. So we're going to get that off, get it changed out, because this video you're watching right now is the video before we take the car to the dyno. I'm trying to button up a few things before I go back to work. My wife Ashley is going to help video. So I'm going to hand her the camera and yeah, get to taking this pan off. Alright, got the pan off, got the old filter out. Now there is some stuff in the pan, but I'm gonna run it anyways. This is a stock C4 transmission, and I have been curious ever since I've been started building on this thing on how long and how much power a bone stock C4 will handle. It does, however, have an upgraded shift servo in it. And well, that's pretty much it. So, and tell you the truth, it has around 75 dyno pulls, most of which were with the old engine. I think 12 or 13 track pulls and countless street pulls. I have abused this transmission. So I'm just gonna keep running till it doesn't work anymore, and then I'm going to well, all of us will be figuring out how to rebuild a C4 transmission. So, pan's over there. I'm not going to show you what it looks like. But here's the factory, or the factory style filter that was in the transmission. You'll have a bunch of these style bolts, let's see here, that go all the way around, and you're going to have one that's offset. So this is a 5/16. This one is a 3/8, I believe. It is. Goes up front. Now when you take all these out, these are all pretty much going to be the same length. And the one that's different, you're not really going to mix it up. It only fits in one spot, even without the filter. So another thing to look out for too, if you're doing this on the ground or on your back, when you pull the old filter or the factory filter out, it's going to have a spring and kind of like a little check valve that goes up in there. Be sure to pay attention. Now I don't know if all years have this, mine does, and I believe that transmission is like a 72 or 73. So just pay attention. When you pull it, you'll know if it has it or not when you go to pull the filter off. It'll have this guy that hangs off the side with the spring pushing up. So just be aware of that. Now the new pen, this is a Speedmaster. I will have a link to this in the description. And it comes with this adapter. It goes in place, as you guys can see. I'll show you. It goes in place of the old one. Now, it fits many different years. So It isn't going to quite line up all the way, but I've already test fit this one to the transmission. It does fit. Another thing too, because it has to have this is to extend the filter into the pan. It comes with these little bolts right here. They're little Phillips screws. Each of them has a nut on the back side. Goes up in here like so. Now before I tighten them up, I am going to drop a little bit of Loctite on them. I really don't want them coming loose. If for any reason they do all come loose at the same time, I don't want it sucking anything up the pickup here and getting inside the transmission and causing it to fail way before it's supposed to. So another thing too, I have read reviews about this pan online. It gives you stock or a factory or it gives you this style of hardware, some of which are going to be too long, they say. So I've already gone, I've gotten a bunch of other hardware that's about a 1/2 inch shorter than the stuff they send, just in case. You don't have to use bolts, you can use Allens or something like that if you want. That's just what I had actually sitting in bins. So I'm going to do now, like I said, I'm going to get some Loctite on these 3 screws here. Make sure this thing is all snug and bolted up. Get it bolted back up in the car. Make sure I get the check valve and the spring installed as well. And then we'll test fit the pan, because it comes with a 1/2 inch hole right here. But I want to put my temperature sending unit and the thermostat for the fan control in this as well. So I'm just going to get the filter mocked up, installed. Make sure I got plenty of clearance. And I'll mark my spots here, and I'm going to drill and tap our pan before installing it. So let's get to it. All right, so got the filter installed. As you saw, we got the pan drilled and tapped for my temperature sending unit and the thermostat control for our transcooler fan. Now, I want to say it's always a good idea to test fit these things before trying to bolt them up, which I did. And I was kind of prepared for it because I did read some reviews on this pan. Now, I believe I did say it is a Speedmaster pan. This pan cost me, I want to say $145, I believe was the price for this pan. It's it holds 2 more quarts than the factory. It's about 4 inches deep. It does not go past my big ol' oil pan, because that thing is huge. Matter of fact, it sits just above the steering rack. So it doesn't sit any farther below that. It doesn't go past the exhaust I have, the crossover tube for the turbo setup. But anyways, as I'm test fitting it, like I said, I was prepared. You will probably have to go up and clearance some areas. You see, like right here, I had to clearance, and I just used a little die grinder to give it some room to move in almost on each side, front and back. Another thing, if you're using the factory bolts or the bolts that come with it, you will have to clearance this right here because it does not allow for a socket to go in. You could use a wrench, but the socket was a little tight. And almost every single hole, I had to go one size over. I was able to pick 2 on each side, those 2 and those 2. I think maybe another one that did not have to be drilled out because they were almost dead center with the holes on the transmission. The other ones were just off barely. And I could have drilled them all out, but I wanted at least, if I could, keep a couple to help center the pan, keep it from moving around. But that's about it. And I'll show you here on the chin. It hit just a little bit right there. Just up front, hits right here, hits right here, and it will rub right there. So there's a few spots, and I didn't have to take a whole lot off the pan. And as of right now, it fits up there really nice. All the bolts go in. I can tighten them all up. I don't have to force it in any way, so it's perfectly clearance now. So now all it's left for me to do is get the pan on the transmission, get it bolted up, then I can put my sensors in, my sending units, and we'll get the car back on the ground, and we'll get some fluid in it, get it fired up, see if we can't get it through a heat cycle. So see you guys in a second. All right, we are back in the shop. I let the car idle probably for about an hour. It did not get above 140 sitting here, so I had to take it out on the drive so I can get that transmission to heat up, just to double check, make sure changing the fan to the top didn't ruin or worsen the cooling. And I wanted to see how well that pan worked, if the cooling fins on the bottom aided in anything at all. Like I said too, I also did wire in our fan to the thermostat on the transmission pan, and I let it come on by itself. I did not bypass it. I wanted to see what it would do. And all in all, actually, the car did much better than I thought. It did better than the first time around with the other pan. I believe in one of the little short clips there, you'll see the car did get to 182 degrees, but the fan was not on. And I was in and out of power. I was downshifting, going in and out of boost, heating it up on purpose because I wanted to see what it would do, what it would take. And it stayed, well, as high as it got was 182 driving, and that was coming down the hill through town, slowing down. Not a lot of airflow going through it, but when we got up on the highway, we're at like 165 to 175. And that's letting it run by itself, just letting the air flow through the bottom of the pan, over the transmission cooler. So it worked really great. That pan, not that bad to install. Like I said, it cost me 145 bucks. I did have to do a little bit of cleanup on the inside. And then of course, I drilled it to put our temperature sensor and thermostat in. But other than that, pretty good deal. I'll show you what it looks like right now again. So that's what it looks like. It does not, it just probably level with the crossover tube for the turbo. But other than that, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. So, yeah, it was great. I'm glad we got that in. Like I said, this video right here, the next video after this one, will be hopefully at the dyno. I mean, that's what I have it scheduled, so I'm excited. I can't wait. Got a couple little things to take care of when I get home that Thursday. So, yeah. I'm going to end this video right here. Again, you guys, almost at 1,500 subscribers. So, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We got a prize giveaway there. It's a nut rivet gun or nut rivet insert tool. I will pick a winner as soon as we hit 500 or 1,500 subscribers. All you gotta do is go watch the video. I'll put the link somewhere up here. Comment, help me build. That's all you gotta do. Definitely share with your friends. Again, thank you guys for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll catch you on the next one.